All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Tee to Green Winter Rules podcast. I'm Kevin Sylvester, along with Jeff Blank from the Tee to Green team. We're going to get to the other man you see there, Tim Karch, is the executive director of the First Tee of Western New York, in just a moment. But a quick comment: it is winter. Oh my gosh, it is definitely winter. And of course, our Winter Rules podcast brought to you by GolfDojo. Their third location is now a soft opening in Orchard Park, but that's about all we can do outdoors. Blank, I can't even go. I mean, I can go steelhead fishing in the streams with what open waters there is there, Blank. However, I suffered an injury fly fishing a couple weeks ago. You've heard of golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. I have fly fishing elbow.
Okay. I mean, I haven't heard that one before.
It's excruciating.
Yeah.
It goes all the way from the elbow down to the wrist. And it's feeling pretty good today, but man, every now and then, a little tingle, no good.
Sounds to me like you're getting a little old, Kev.
Well, my reel was old, so I solved it by buying a new reel, and I was testing it in the snow. I figured because it's not gonna, so I tied a fly on.
Yeah.
The new reel, much smoother, and it didn't hurt. So that's what happens when you're using old equipment.
I was going to say, so you sound like myself. You need to buy new equipment. That must be
just like in golf. Comes down to equipment, but I'll tell you what, you can spend more in fishing gear than golf gear any day of the week. All right, but this isn't any day of the week. It is Tuesday, and we don't want to make him wait any longer, even though he's got a beautiful Christmas tree.
Yeah,
Mine's not even up yet there in the background. Tim Karch is the executive director of the First Tee of Western New York. Tim, good to have you with us, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. Glad to be on tonight.
All right, and this
it looks like one of those green screen backgrounds. Like how perfect!
It is perfect. It is nice.
It is.
and listen, he's an executive director. He's got his hair combed. He's nice. Like, look at us. We got hoodies, flannels on, and hats. And I didn't shave today, but that's all right. This time of year, Tim, there's nothing going on, right? I mean, it's a downtime, easy time of year for you. I say that sarcastically because I know it's absolutely the complete opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we're very fortunate. We're busy as ever here at the First Tee. We have registration going on for our winter classes. We host classes at the Paddock Dome and then also at GolfDojo. So registration's well underway for that, and preparing for a couple putt-putt tournaments as well as some 12 and up simulator classes. So winter season is just as busy as the summer season, just a lot colder.
People they're going to ask, we'll get it at the end too, but I want to announce, so where can they go to register their kid for one of those classes, one of the programs, and what are some other important dates they should be looking out for? Because I know things do fill up.
Yes. So the best way to register is right on our website, firstteewesternny.org. There's a registration link right in the upper right-hand corner. Winter registration is currently opening. Our big registration push will be coming first week of March. That's with the summer registration. That always fills up fast and furious. And then when you're on our website, you can also sign up for our newsletter, and that'll give you constant reminders of important dates and different deadlines.
By the way, first week in March will be our first on-air broadcast on WGR. So we'll be reminding everybody on that Saturday, if they hadn't signed up already, by the time our show ends, they better by 8 a.m. because that's usually, a big day to sign up there, and a lot of great programs. And, Jeff Blank, I know your kids are currently in programs, right? They did the summer programming and then looking forward to the winter programming, right?
Yeah, actually, they started their first program, was the first team program at the Paddock Dome. Absolutely loved it. It's great. I mean, because, what can you really do around wintertime here? Yeah, you can do some skiing and this and the other thing, but it was a great program. The Paddock Dome is set up perfectly for this. They can do the putt-putt that they have on the side there, but they start on the putting green, get some lessons there, get some teamwork. They do some team skills and competitions between the kids, and then they have reserved areas where you can do the driving range afterwards with the instructors. All the instructors were great. My kids absolutely loved the clinic. And what I kind of like about it too is the way the Paddock Dome's set up. They have that restaurant with the windows, so the parents can just sit in there and watch the kids from the restaurant while drinking a beer. It's a perfect setup, perfect program. They absolutely loved it. They can't wait to go back starting in January.
Yeah, we're excited to have you back, and appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tim, what ages? What ages do you have programs for? And there's a lot to get to because the First Tee has been around for quite some time. It's grown immensely here in Western New York, and I know a lot of people might be wondering, all right, what age does my kid have to be? Does my kid have to be good at golf? What do I need? All these things as they start to plan out things for 2026.
Yeah, no. So First Tee West New York, we're a youth development organization. So we work with youth 6 years and up. So 6 to 18, we have classes for everyone, whether you're a seasoned high school golfer or if you're brand new to the game of golf. So we have a skills-based curriculum and also an age-based curriculum. So kids will be put into classes with their peers and make sure that they're receiving the proper instruction based on skill level. As we alluded to, we do have the winter classes currently going on, but we are every season. So winter, spring, summer, and fall.
What kind of equipment will they need?
So kids do not need to bring any equipment to classes. They're more than welcome to bring their own clubs if they have a set. But if they do not have a set, we will definitely supply all the clubs they need. All we ask is kids wear sneakers. So no Crocs, no flip-flops, no bare feet. Just make sure you have a good pair of athletic sneakers.
And I know another important thing, you don't turn anybody away. Like if someone says, I'd love to have my kid to get into something, I just listen, but whatever the circumstances are, it could just be groceries, the cost of groceries, I kid, but it's a real thing here. Money's tight in some places. You don't turn anybody away, do you?
No, absolutely. So one of our key missions at First Tee West New York is to keep golf affordable and give kids access who may otherwise not have the opportunity. So if financial difficulties is happening to your family, please reach out. We have a scholarship form and we don't turn anyone away. So the last thing that we want to prevent a child from golfing is financial constraints. So we're very fortunate that we have several scholarships in place and have many donors that want to see kids succeed on and off the golf course. So we can definitely make sure that those kids are able to participate in classes.
That is awesome. I mean, that is fantastic here. And one of the reasons is it's not just about golf. Matter of fact, golf's the excuse, isn't it, Tim?
It is. We're a youth development organization that uses golf as the context to teach life skills. So as we know, being golfers, golf is such a great game with so many inherent values, and we're able to capitalize that and teach kids life lessons and life skills that they'll take all the way from the beginning when they're 6 and 7 years old, all the way up to in their 20s. So it's really a great vehicle to teach those things, and we're fortunate to be able to have some wonderful coaches that are able to skillfully weave in the life skills with our golf curriculum.
Yeah, and to the coaches, what I've observed at least is they can make golf not as intimidating as maybe it can be. And that's what I kind of like about the winter program a little bit is you're in a smaller area. You're not in this wide open golf course that can, when you step for the first time on a golf course, it can be very intimidating. You can start in a very small group on a smaller putting green and kind of work your way around the different stations. And that's what I really like about the winter program specifically. So it's kind of a unique thing that we have in Western New York, having that area that maybe other places don't have. But the coaches have been absolutely fantastic bringing the kids along.
The Paddock Dome and GolfDojo, they're great to really introduce the kids to the game of golf, especially with our gamification. You come to a lesson and what you'll see kids playing putt-tack-toe or leapfrog putting or playing football golf, not realizing that they're learning about distance control and exchanging of force and things of that nature. So we really try to make it fun, keep it lighthearted, and have them acquire skills in a fun and enriching way.
You just said some things some adults watching want to play. I want to play tic-tac-putt. Those things are absolutely fun. Let me ask you this question, Tim. There are probably some parents out there who, have kids, they're very reticent about trying something new, big groups. And I'm sure you've had parents tell you, my kids really come out of their shell or just loves this because it's not the pressure of having to get up and bat in front of everybody or, have the puck on the stick or, all the other team sports. Like team sports aren't for everybody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's one of the things that makes our classes special. Once again, our coaches are fabulous and they really help support the kids and help them acquire the skills. And we do it in such a way that we we give the kids the opportunity to self-explore the game and learn at their own pace and really do it in a fun and safe setting, both physically safe and emotionally safe. So we're not
Mhm.
putting all that pressure on. Another great thing about golf, you don't have 30 to 40 parents yelling from the sidelines. It's really a supportive environment, and it really helps kids thrive because golf is a hard enough game. So we make sure we're very supportive, and kids find that success, and we keep piggybacking off of that. And before you know it, at the end of a 4, 6, or 8 week session, kids have really shown development, and they've really built in some self-belief and some self-confidence. And that's what we want to achieve through this.
And through that, they probably make friends.
Absolutely. It's kind of great to the first week of classes, it's dead silent. All the kids are nervous, but then you come in week 6 and everyone's laughing and giggling, and they've made new 12 new best friends, and they're setting up for plans after classes and everything. So just like the adults, you really build long lasting relationships on the golf course, and the kids are no different. So they're able to reap the benefits of this great game because it's physical, it's social, all in one.
Yeah, and it seems like you mentioned relationships there, obviously between the coaches and the kids and their parents as well with this game. You're also partnering with GolfDojo, who obviously is sponsoring our podcast here. Looking at GolfDojo on Transit, they have a parent-child tournament in January, a 12-plus or 12-year-old plus simulator night in February, and then an age 7 to 11 simulator night in March. So speak to that, how that developed with GolfDojo this past year.
So we're always looking for ways how to broaden our reach and really be able to bring the game to different kids. And speaking with the crew at GolfDojo and Jeff and everybody, it was just wonderful. Really just gave open arms for us to come in and try to run a couple classes. So we started off real small, 2 or 3 classes, and then before you know it, parents are calling, we want more simulated classes. And we kept adding it because it is such a wonderful location and such a great setting. So the kids really, really enjoy it. Some of the younger classes, they're hitting golf balls at dinosaurs running across the screen, and some of the older classes are playing 9 holes at Spyglass. So it really allows to run the gamut of age levels.
How many kids throughout the year, a calendar year, are in because there's school programs too? So how many kids are impacted by the first tee?
So for our registered program, we serve 1,000 kids across Western New York. In addition to that, through different camps and clinics and outreach partnerships and one-day camps, we'll reach another 800 kids. And then through our schools program, we actively have over 22,000 kids participating in our school program. And so for a total, we have about 24,000 kids reached every year through the first tee of Western New York. We're very fortunate to be able to operate in 10 counties across Western New York, and we have 20 partner locations, which are just fabulous and really embrace the message of life skills through the game of golf.
And the cool thing about that is it's exposing them to the game of golf. Doesn't mean they're gonna run with it right away. And I'll give you an example. My older son, he did the first tee program for a couple of years way back then and he was, didn't play for a while. I made sure I'd bring him out once a year just to, so we knew, the etiquette, right? I said, hey, someday, right, the boss is going to be like, we need a fourth. And Sylvester, do you play? Right. So that way you'll know. Well, funny enough, I mean, he just turned 21, but he got into golf with his buddies last summer. And he's like, yeah, I know what to do. And I know how to handle myself. And it's funny enough, the last time we played, he like took his cap off and I was ready with Dad, remember? I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So, it stuck with him, right? So just that early exposure through a couple of summer programs for him. And it's, he had a little exposure to it. He liked it, had fun. I think he was 7 or 8 when he went. But it's rekindled in him. And I don't know if it would have been if we didn't have that introduction way back then.
Yeah, no, we always like to say good golfers, but better people. So it's really about introducing them and letting them acquire it at their own pace. So some kids, they take off. We have kids that are currently on golf scholarships at D1, D2 schools and D3 schools. And then we have other kids that take a little hiatus and get back to it in their 20s. So it's great to see the lessons are still impacting kids all over Western New York.
All right. Speaking of 20s, I mean, this is there's funds that are needed to help make this happen. So, people, there's certain fundraisers throughout the year. The big tournament in June, which was a great success last year. But people can give throughout the year. This is a giving time of year too. The holidays. How can folks, if they got a little extra, Christmas bonus this year, if they want to spread some cheer, impact a young person this holiday season through the first tee, how can they do it?
Yeah, so we're very fortunate to partner with Charles Schwab. So we currently have a matching grant from the Charles Schwab Corporation. For every $2 we raise, an additional dollar will be donated by Charles Schwab, up to $30,000. So people who would like to donate, they can donate right on our website, firstteewesternny.org. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a Donate Now button. And they can earmark those funds to the scholarship fund, to the Charles Schwab matching grant, or our Girls in Golf program, because a quarter of our participants are female, and that's ever increasing. So that's one way to support and donate. Another way is to support our annual golf tournament, the Mary Wilson Golf Classic. That'll be June 15th at Craigburn Golf Club this year. We're excited to be back there. It's always a great event. Hoping to have the Tee to Green team back.
Put it on my calendar now.
Perfect. So those are two ways to help out. And if money's tight and you still want to get involved and you still want to make an impact in a child's life, we are looking for volunteers, both volunteers with administrative and items, but also volunteer coaches. So we will be having a volunteer coaching clinic on January 10th. That will be from 9 to 1 o'clock. And what we'll do is we'll give you all the support and training you need to assist one of our coaches in becoming a first tee coach and starting that journey.
Awesome. All great things happening 2026. That match, though, is going on right now through Charles Schwab. For every $2 you donate, Charles Schwab's going to donate $1 up to $30,000. So that's a great challenge here to get done here the next coming weeks. Hey, Tim, we thank you, man. Great to see you. Happy holidays to you and your family and everybody at the First Tee.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on. Happy holidays to you and yours. And we'll talk once the snow gets melted, hopefully.
Yes. All right. Great to have Tim Karches with us, and we'll check in with him throughout the 2026 golf season. Glad to hear GolfDojo's got some great programs for the First Tee of Western New York. And you know what? By the way, if you're not a member of GolfDojo, that's the best way to save. Go to mygolfdojo.com. That's where you can also book if you just want to go for one-off. I guarantee you're going to want to go back. And with the weather the way it is, I mean, obviously our golf courses are done. They're done for the season, closed because of the weather. But the GolfDojo is a great way to stay up on the game.
I know I always say this is the GolfDojo season, even though I'm usually corrected and say there's never an end to the GolfDojo.
It's true.
This is the peak. This is the peak time of year. And listen, I walked outside today heading to work. It was 9 degrees, and I'd rather be inside a GolfDojo playing one of the nice courses or getting my numbers straight for the 26th season coming up.
My son had hockey practice at 6:40 this morning.
Okay, no.
Yeah. No. You can imagine how that was going on. And we might have left some stuff in the car from Sunday for hockey. And he said it was way too cold.
Well, especially if you're, not to take this on a tangent, but if you're sweating and then it freezes on the equipment.
Well, that's why you got to have the proper undergear that wicks away the moisture, but keeps you warm, which Mom made sure he had.
Well, that's good. At least Mom's looking out for him.
He's a goalie, so that's the other thing.
Yeah,
I mentioned the cost of fishing gear, golf gear, goalie gear. I need
that bag gets pretty heavy. with all that equipment.
Yes, it does. I need some cheaper hobbies. All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy those hobbies. Enjoy the
Well, hey,
outdoors and
absolutely.
enjoy watching them play hockey. All right, Jeff, we've got a couple other items to talk about
Yeah.
here.
Absolutely.
One, lives in the news again, right? But this one, Kepka. Now, we put the headline, Kepka's live future in doubt for 2027.
Yeah.
That's because of this report. Why don't you put the report up that
Yeah, sure.
came out? And
Let's
was this Business Insider?
This was Sports Business Journal.
Sports Business Journal. I knew there's business in the periodical, but
Yep.
from Josh Carpenter, who tweeted out, X'd out, whatever you want. There's a chance Brooks Koepka does not play Live Golf in 2026. Scott O'Neill, who's the CEO of Live Golf, said, you read the quote there that the individual players, but he does have a contract for 2026, end quote.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Koepka is the only Live golfer who does not wear his team's logo, right? Doesn't wear their apparel.
Correct.
Still wears the Nike stuff.
Yep.
And some say he hasn't really bought into the whole team thing. Remember, the Matt Wolf stuff in year one, right?
Yep.
And then he traded him, and it was just I've dealt with Brooks. I dealt with him. It makes it sound like it's a bad thing. He's a jock. And it's always been good interactions with him, and that's why I was surprised he went. But then when you saw the Netflix thing where he's worried about an injury, how is he going to compete? Yeah, but in the end, he got a lot of money to go.
Yeah,
and I say he'll play in 2020. This is just my prediction. He'll play because he's under contract.
Well, that, and I think if he doesn't play, again, if he skips all the events and he doesn't play, I think he's subject to about a $20 million forfeiting of it. Part of his
well, there
contract.
You go.
Nobody's going to forfeit that unless they have another way to make that money back.
Correct.
I don't think he does. Now, with the PGA Tour, at least from what I'm reading, if he did not play any further events on Live, he'd be eligible to return on August of 2026. Basically, it's a 1-year ban from his last Live event, is how it's being phrased.
Now, let me.
You're probably going to need some lawyers involved in this at the end of the day. But
does he forfeit $20 million, or does he have to pay $20 million?
Well, again, from what the cliff notes I'm reading, if he skips the events,
right,
and he does not terminate his contract, he forfeits about $20 million.
All right, forfeit.
If he seeks to execute the buyout clause in his contract, it's probably between 20 and 25 million. Okay. So there's a lot of legal nuances to this. Okay,
so that's important, right?
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't play in the tournaments, he forfeits $20 million, which is that's a lot of money.
Yeah, he can still act as the, what are they calling it? Coach, general manager. What is he of his team? I don't know what
he's
the term.
He's got an equity stake. Whatever.
Yeah. So he can still be the owner and not play, which would still open up his PGA Tour eligibility potentially later in 2026 because he physically hasn't played in an event. So it gets really goofy.
This is I didn't see any mention of an injury. Like, what if he's injured?
I would, yeah. To what degree do you have to prove an injury to say that?
Could that be a way that could be a way he doesn't compete if he's got an injury?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's possible. So
it's definitely possible. But
here's this is why I wanted this headline the way it was, though. In doubt for 27, because I don't see him resigning.
No, right? It's certain. Well, I think there's potentially a reason why. Apparently, there's been really no renewal talks of his contract. At least, again, we're all going off reporting, not physically knowing what's going on. But the understanding is he hasn't really started negotiating a new contract.
Right. So, well, that's also sometimes that's a negotiating tactic in itself.
Yeah.
We see it in other pro sports all the time, right? Well, we'll talk when the season's over. We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the deal. You know what? In the end, I want to say I care. Brooks Koepka's gonna be another year older, right? All these young players coming up, man, they're getting more reps.
Yeah,
they're coming out of college even better. So, yeah, like the guys who, in reality, the guys who went to live, most of them, let's just say most of them haven't lived up to where they were competitively in the majors, right? After that, like you can say you won them there, but okay, it's 3 rounds, which they're going to 4 rounds. There's a whole lot to be seen, and I'll just maintain this: the tour still has the hammer.
Yeah.
The tour's strong. It's competitive. It's been great. So, and go ahead.
Yeah, the other part with Koepka too is his draw has never been how he's performed at the Farmers Insurance Open. His draw has been his performance in the majors and how he can just turn it on. He just becomes an average golfer on a PGA Tour event, and then he gets to the majors, and all of a sudden he's Tiger Woods. Okay, to some degree.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any clamoring to say we need Brooks Koepka on the PGA Tour. We need Brooks Koepka to show up in the majors. That seems to be his calling card.
Yes, it does. A 5-time major winner.
Brings cachet. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, we're talking about him, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He's a name, so we're talking about him. All right, let's talk about. We just had, by the way, Matsuyama just won the Hero. That was interesting to play off for Alex Noren. So kind of cool to have Hideki. Yeah, won in January, wins in December, right?
Little surprised Scotty wasn't part of that. But
did you see the Duff chip where it came back? I mean, but that's just one thing. Scotty will be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of Scotty, the nominees came out today. The 4 nominees for the Arnold Palmer Award winner for the Player of the Year on the PGA Tour. Excuse me, Jack Nicklaus Award winner. Arnold Palmer's the Rookie of the Year. Jack Nicklaus for Player of the Year. And Scheffler's won it the last couple of years. He's a nominee. Rory McIlroy's a nominee. Tommy Fleetwood's a nominee. And Griffin is a nominee.
Yeah.
Ben Griffin. So I almost said Blake Griffin. Wasn't he the basketball player?
Yeah.
I saw him on a commercial. Yeah. By the way, congratulations to Ben Griffin. Just got married over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
So, yes, congratulations to Griffin. Big year. You win 3 times on the tour and you get married. So there you go.
Huge win.
Maybe a bigger year for Mrs. Griffin.
It might be. It might be.
But no, he's really become a great player. And he won 3 times. That's why he's nominated. And he's had great performance. But I don't see how anyone can not pick Scotty Scheffler as a champion.
So, yeah, interesting to maybe turn it back on you a little bit. I was listening to PGA Tour Radio and Sirius XM, which I know you're a part of. I don't know if it was Gary Williams or who was mentioning it. If the award wasn't PGA Tour Player of the Year and it was just simply Global Player of the Year, do you see Rory McIlroy having, maybe an edge on Scotty Scheffler when you consider the race to Dubai champion? Now he's got 7, I think, championships there. You got the Ryder Cup performance, other global events that he's supported. I don't think he takes over Scotty in terms of PGA Tour specific Player of the Year. That's set. But is there an argument to be made that as a global award, potentially, if one existed, that maybe Rory would take it over?
Sure. Well, I think there's many people who vote for Rory anyways now.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Based on it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Though the one thing that puts it over the edge to me is the scoring average for Scheffler.
I know.
Right.
We talked about that in the last.
He led the tour in scoring average for every round. 1, 2, 3, and 4 every round.
Yeah.
The only other guy's done is Tiger. So right there, enough said, right? And that's coming off a hand injury from the holidays. Remember, he started late.
Yeah.
And the guy's got the best hands in golf, and he injured it, and it came out, and it took a bit, but then boom, all of a sudden he's number 1 in the world again. So
even if, to your point, even if you were to say the top end accomplishments of both players, let's say, are equal, that could be argued. I think the consistency underneath it is where Scheffler takes over, the top tens, all that stuff that Rory can sometimes be that up and down, but he'll have those high peaks that match Scotty's high peaks. But Scotty, just from a week in, week out perspective, I think overtakes Rory there.
Well, the other thing you look at with Scotty is, so I look at the Napa event, all right, the Procore Championship that he won in September, and the way he won it. Coming from behind and what he did down the stretch to put the pressure on Ben Griffin, Lanto Griffin, right? The rest of the field, to see his name up there. They do it with Rory, but I think it's just a little bit different with Scotty, the way Scotty does it. He charges, right? He makes charges like Tiger made charges. Mm-hmm. And you can just feel it. I'm just telling you, being there between the rope, you can just feel it happening. And it's just different. It's just different than Rory. And Rory's a spectacular player, but man, Scotty he came and did it again. And I just think it's my player of the year.
Do you think it's because, Scotty, the term inevitable seems to come up. He's inevitable, right?
Right.
You don't see, maybe he doesn't have those scars that Rory has, whether you're talking the US Open and missing that short putt, right? The DeChambeau one. Uh-huh. Rory has shown an ability to, finger quotes, choke, which I can't recall now. I might be missing something where Scotty has choked in a way. Yeah, I think there was one tournament, I can't remember who won it, where he missed a putt on the 18th hole that everybody thought he was going to make to go to a playoff.
It was.
You would know it.
Yeah, it's a Children's Houston Open. A couple years ago, Steven Yeager. Scotty lipped it out.
That was about it.
Yes.
From my perspective of, okay, Scotty's behind you, he's going to win and doesn't choke it away like a Rory has kind of done.
And by the way, when you lip a putt out, that's not a choke.
No, it's not.
It happens.
That was not an easy putt. I'm even talking the Rory putt as well. I mean, that had a lot of slope to it, and that was not an easy putt.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Scheffler wins it. Fleetwood, he won the FedEx Cup. He had so many close calls, but you got to get it done in total, right?
Yeah.
Done it, which I'll be interested to see what that does for Fleetwood moving forward, right? Because he won in the fall in the World Tour, DP World Tour. I'm interested to see what happens in 2026 for Tommy Fleetwood. What breaking through finally on the PGA Tour does for him going in week out, because he's always around. He was always around there. He was always in the hunt there. And then finally, when he broke through and got the kill, if you will, I'll be interested to see what happens.
It's impossible not to root for him as well.
He is a good dude, man. I will tell you. I ton of respect for him at the Travelers last year. I followed him every day and was interviewing him every day. And just the way it happened with Keegan, and man, you could feel it. You could just feel it in that crowd. Like, I got done interviewing him on Saturday night, that all the fans are chanting, "Tommy, Tommy." And then you want to talk about the bad breaks of all bad breaks. Because of weather, they moved it up and they went split tees and threes, and that put Keegan in his group. Now, Keegan would have been ahead of him in the penultimate group, and Tommy would have been in that final group. And
is that the one where he took a 9-iron and probably should have hit an 8-iron and ended up having to chip?
It was a pitching wedge, should have hit the 9.
Okay. Sorry,
yes, on the 18th hole, yes. And Keegan, just buries it, because you just sense it coming. So,
but you know what the guy does is after that round, he talks to you. He talks. Well, that's what you know what I mean.
Yes,
just incredible class.
He walks up the hill. His older son's there to give him a hug. Goes in and comes out, and he does the interview. And obviously he was crushed.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, just crushed. It was his tournament to win, and it didn't happen. And then the way it didn't happen with, the USA chants and, the hometown guy, Keegan Bradley, doing it, which on the flip side was kind of, it was cool, like the atmosphere.
Sure.
But just to see it happen, you couldn't help but feel, there was still a large paycheck that came, by the way, as a signature event. So he's still.
And then it happened again later in the year. That wasn't even the last time.
That's right. Where did it happen again?
It was before the play. Was it the week before the playoffs started, or maybe 2 weeks. I'm not sure. It was before the playoffs, and then he obviously won the tour championship and finally overcame it. But I was actually in a restaurant watching it and just in utter disbelief that he lost.
Well, I didn't play the Deere, didn't play the John Deere. God, where was it? 3M? Did he play? He didn't play Wyndham because that's when Cameron Young broke through. The 3M Open, no.
FedEx St. Jude, actually.
Oh, the St. Jude.
To Lucas Glover. It was the play.
No,
that
Justin
was
Rose.
one of the. No, Lucas Glover.
No, Justin Rose won.
Okay, then AI. Don't trust AI.
Yeah, Lucas Glover was a couple of years ago.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah. There was another. Well, no, I think he was in the mix for the FedEx. It was a BMW. Like he performed well in both.
Yeah.
I was at the BMW. You'd think I remember this, and I don't remember it.
It's saying FedEx St. Jude. You're right.
Yeah, very well. Justin Rose. Yes, it was.
It was Justin. Yeah, it had to have been Justin Rose.
Yes, it was, because Fleetwood did not birdie the 16th hole, the par 5.
Yeah,
and I think he bogeyed the final 2, and Justin Rose ended up winning.
Correct.
And was it in a playoff? It was in a playoff, wasn't it? Yes, it was in a playoff against Fleetwood.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct.
Because I remember Justin Rose being crushed, for his friend.
Yeah, he was excited, but yes.
He was excited, but, just like, hey.
It was absolutely there. Now and Scotty Scheffler won the BMW championship, by the way. Yes.
Okay. Well,
I remember that because I waited 25 minutes to interview him because it was way up the hill. And then then we had an equipment failure, which was a killer. So anyway, there you go. That's a great wrap on tonight's show. Obviously, it was just you and I, which is great. Brian and Jeff had other commitments. We'll have one more show before the year ends because we're coming up to holiday season. So we're looking forward to that. We'll make some predictions for the new year on our next show. Tell your friends about Golf Dojo. If you haven't been there, mygolfdojo.com. Our thanks to Tim Karchis from the First Tee of Western New York. It's a really great program. Get awesome. Your kids in. Jeff's kids are currently in it. My older son did it. It was absolutely fantastic. So until next time, be well. Get all your Christmas shopping done.
Absolutely.
Get him some golf gear. Him or her some golf gear. I'll suggest Golf Buffalo. By the way, would be some great gear from Golf Buffalo. Which, by the way, they're going to be in Golf Dojo soon. So that'll be exciting news for us.
That's awesome.
Golf Buffalo. We'll have to get Brian Smith on at some point.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Coming up soon there.
He's a good dude.
All right, Blank. Have a good night. Everybody, thanks for
buddy.
watching Tee to Green Winter Rules Podcast. See you next time.
All right.